Between the hedges, Georgia dogs coming out. War eagle flying over Jordan hair skies. Hottie toddy down in Oxford, rebels rise. Cowbells ringing in Starkville all night. Rocky Top singing in that Leland light. Anchor down Vandy, black and gold pride. Gamecocks crowing in Columbia loud and wide. Saturday light, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that score. Saturday light, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that score. Gators in the swamp, chomping all day long. Saturday nights in Death Valley, that tiger strong. So we Razorbacks, crowd calling the hogs. Blue Reds battle Wildcats, bringing the dogs. Show me Miss Zoe, black and gold fight. Boomer Sooner running on a Saturday night. Hook 'em horns, burnt orange in the sun. 12th man standing, Aggies get it done. Saturday light, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that score. Saturday light, y'all know the deal. SC pride, we keep it real from the swamp to the grove. Let that crowd roll. It's water cooler talk, we talk that score.
Welcome to this presentation of Water Cooler Talk Sports.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, this must be a brand new day. This must be a brand new day, ladies and gentlemen, because the one and only himself. My name is Nick Frazier. We back around the water cooler, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us, man. But it must be a brand new day, ladies and gentlemen. This has to be a brand new day.
Why is it a
Because,
brand
ladies
new
and gentlemen, you can see him and you can hear him. Tell him who you are, boss man.
man? It's your boy Marcus Fitzpatrick. Let's go. Let's get it.
Yes, sir, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here around the water cooler, man. We thank y'all so much, man, for always continuing to rock with us and support us here around the water cooler, man. We thank y'all, man. Y'all are it. Y'all are it, and we thank you so much as always. Before we get into it, man, do me a favor. Do me this one favor. Just do me a couple of these favors real quick, if you don't mind. Subscribe to these YouTube channels. Subscribe so I got Ted's over at his SC Season. Subscribe so I got Tight Sports at Tight Sports, Alabama Football Megacast. I got DC Wolf over at Auburn_Addicts TV. I got Dustin over at the Uptempo Podcast. Be Sharp over at Sharpshooter Sports Talk. I got Vandy Chris over at the Golden Broom Podcast. The Huggy Beard himself on YouTube at Kid Country. I got Edward as well, man. Shout out Edward, just sent me a picture of a big old, I said it was catfish that he caught. He probably frying us with catfish right now. So shout out to Edward, man. We appreciate him so much, man. And the legend himself, Bubba and the old man Auburn Sports Talk. Make sure y'all go subscribe over to those guys, to that legend as well, man. Also subscribe to our guy JMHO Sports Talk. What I got Coach Sean on the Block Sports. What I got Coach Carl, and I got Dylan over at the College Loop as well. Also support the people that support Water Cooler Talk Sports. Shout out to our guy DJ, man. Follow him on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. That's Hollywood with an EY. And of course, follow him on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 E's. And we appreciate y'all so much, man, for continuing to rock with us here and mess with the people that mess with Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. Thank y'all so much. As always, do us a favor. Follow us on our social medias. Follow us at Water Cooler on Water Cooler Talk Sports. Follow us on our social medias at CoolersPod23. on Twitter, man. At the Water Cooler Talk on Instagram and TikTok. At the Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook. And, of course, www.watercoolertalksports.com, man. That is www.watercoolertalksports.com for all of your college football, SEC football, and, of course, Auburn football news in written form. If you want to support us financially, you want to help the show out, man, $5.99 a month to join the Coolest Cubes games, man. I'm telling you, exclusive content is coming very, very soon. As closer we get to spring practice, exclusive content is coming. First, you're supporting the channel, then, of course, member only exclusives that come with joining the club, man, and joining the Cubes, joining the Coolest Cubes, man, as well. Also, if you want to, you can super chat us, man, during the show. We love super chats. We will take the super chats, man. We appreciate you. Every dollar that is donated to this show is going right back into the show, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us as well. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us as always, it's our guy.
Brother.
It's Etsy season. It is Tez. What's up, Tez? How you feeling, man?
Man, feeling pretty good, man. Excited about this topic. This one should be a fun one.
Should be a good one. This should be a really good topic, ladies and gentlemen. This should be a really good topic tonight. We talking defensive line, man. We talking interior defensive line, and we talking dominance on the interior of the defensive line. But before we get into it, man, shout out everybody that's in the chat with us, man. The legend himself, the Rooster Mac, the Huggy Beard is rocking with us. What's up, Huggy, man? How you feeling, my guy, man? AD4L, Auburn Dad for life, rocking with us in the chat. What's up, Auburn Dad? Hope you feeling good, my guy. Hope you feeling good, man. Zach Boom in the chat. What's up, Zach, man? Hope you feeling good. Hope you feeling great. Appreciate you so much for rocking with us here around the water cooler. I got His Royal Highness King Richard is rocking with us. What up, King, man? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? Tim, the two man, Taylor, rocking with us. What's up, Tim? How you feeling, my guy? Hope you doing good. My guy Jay is in the chat. What's up, Jay, man? Hope you feeling good. Hope you feeling great, man. Hope all is good. AUTJ is rocking with us. What's up, fellas? What's up, TJ, man?
What's up, my dog?
Good, man. Hope all is well with you as well, my guy. Make sure I got everybody that's in the chat with us. I do. And it is, there we go. He said, by the way, I talked to Coach Raw this evening, and he would look for it when he gets it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to King Richard, man. King Richard, we got some stuff cooking up, man. We got some stuff cooking up with our guy King Richard, man. This is a good topic, man. Like I said, we never want to tarry too long around here around the water cooler. We want to get into the topic. We want to talk because that's what y'all come here for the information, because we are trying to be elite, man. That's what we're trying to be, elite. We're trying to be great at everything we do. That's it. It's the same as Coach Alex Golish, man. We are trying to be elite. That's what we're trying to do in these streets. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Nothing to it. It really is nothing to it. We want to be elite. We have to take on that mantle. We just have to. We have to do it. If the coach of the team that we cheer for and we cover is saying he wants elite, we got to be elite too, man. We got to be elite. So, telling you, man, we got to up that thing this in the next couple months, man. We got to up it up because we got to be elite, bro. Can't be great. We got to be elite. It is what it is, man. We appreciate that so much, man. Let's get into it, man. There you go, man. I got Kendall rocking with us. What's up, Kendall?
What's going on?
Big King rocking with us, man. What's up, man? What's up? Let's get into this conversation, man. Interior defensive pressure, interior defensive line, interior defensive dominance is what it is. Something that I don't know if we can sit here and say that's been a strength of Auburn's defensive line the past couple of years. I don't know if we can say that. Consistency, having that standout guy, a guy that's like a can't miss type guy. I don't know if we've had that. We've had some really, really good guys, you know. But would you say we had? Before we get into it, would you say we had some elite guys on the inside?
How far we going back?
On the
in the past couple of years? Yeah, I mean, you know, Auburn has not been good the past couple of the past 5 seasons. We've had losing seasons. I think we've had some good guys, but have we had elite guys?
I'm gonna say Brown was the last elite guy.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Within the last 5 years, I would say Probably not.
Nah, but D
Maybe.
Brown was definitely elite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dave Brown.
All right. I like that. So the question I
Even
want to
Marlon
ask.
Davidson.
Yeah.
I would put
So he was
Brand
so
in
Marlon
the
Davidson
conversation.
and Marlon Davidson and Derrick Brown were kind of there together. So that was what 2017, 2017, 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you call him elite, but we hadn't had anything that good since then.
Nah.
Since
Not
Kendall
since.
said we've had complimentary guys that worked. Complimentary guys on the interior. That's what he said. I want y'all to take a look at this, man. This is the defensive line room that we're looking at. This is defensive line room. Oh, my bad. Wrong room. My bad.
DB room.
DB room. Defensive line room. Here we go. Defensive line room. You're looking at Darian Smith. You're looking at Malik Autry, Jourdin Crawford, Dallas Walker IV, Corey Wells, who's a freshman, Tavian Branch, who's a freshman, Walter Mathis Jr., who's a transfer, St. Farrier, who's a transfer, Cody Sigler, who's a transfer as well. And when you look at this room, one thing that I have been saying for the longest is I think that Auburn, when it comes to pass rushers, when it comes to edge rushers and pass rushers and getting pressure on the quarterback off the edge, I think Auburn has been pretty good, above probably great. I don't know. I don't know if we would say elite. I don't know if we would say elite. Auburn has been that off the edge, but it has been to the point to where you have guys who can rush the passer consistently and get pressure on the quarterback as edge rushers. But when you look at the interior part of the defense line, I don't think we've had a guy that can consistently maintain pressure and put pressure on the quarterback in his face. Push up in the pocket, get pressure on the quarterback in his face. So I want to ask y'all guys this question, man. When you look at the guys that we have on the interior of that offensive line, on the interior of that defensive line, are you looking at this and are you saying, man, we have the opportunity to be elite? We have somebody who is elite and they just need to step up and take that next step? Or are we still at one of those, or are we still at that stage of what Kendall said, man? We just have complimentary guys that work. And I'm starting with you with that one, Marcus. What's your thoughts?
Last year, I was kind of nervous about my defensive interior. This year, I don't feel the same. I feel very encouraged by the defensive interior with those guys, Malik Autry, Crawford coming back, Dallas Walker coming back, being in the system. I can see them being good as a unit, as a collective. I'm hoping Crawford can emerge or Malik can emerge and be those guys, but collective, I think they at times will have elite flashes during the year as a unit. And when I say that, I mean with the depth at that position, you're gonna see Walker have some standout plays. You're gonna have Malik have some standout plays. You're gonna have Smith have some standout plays. They're gonna have their time to shine individually, but as one person, I can't really pinpoint that one person. I say right off until the season starts.
So you think it's gonna be by committee? That's what it sounds like.
Committee. Yeah, most definitely.
Your thoughts, Ted?
I mean, when I look at the interior guys, I see Dallas Walker. We know what he brought. He played. I'd say he played in the offensive backfield his fair share this season. Not I wouldn't say it was just like a significant push in terms of pass rush. He wasn't just like a menace in pass rush. But I don't know if they actually asked him to. Him, Jourdin Crawford showed promise. I'm really looking at Cody Sigler. I don't know. I'm just high on the dude. I think that he brings something that we, like you said, we haven't had in a while. Versatility and size. Can play a true 3 technique. And believe it or not, he's got a fair share of PBUs. Like he's broken up a lot of passes, JJ Watt style. So I think that he has the potential to be that player in the interior that you have the game plan for from a pass rush perspective, interior pressure. I think he gives, he's played a lot of snaps and he can give teams fits. I'm also, I don't know, I'm kind of looking at Malik Autry and Walter Mathis Jr. too. Um, these Walter Mathis is a player that they didn't want to lose. Um, when he walked out the door, you hear the reports from uh Nussmeier talking about him and the praises that he sung about his motor and all those things. So you got pieces there, but the piece that I'm looking at, of course, Malik Autry, we all know, quick off the line, to be that size, looking for him to take the next step. But the guy I'm looking at to come in right now, this season and make an impact in the interior is Cody Sigler.
Cody Sigler. No Jourdin Crawford, huh?
Yeah.
I think Jourdin Crawford, I think he has a good possibility though. Like if I were to lean on anybody, it's between him and Autry for me.
Okay. Your thoughts on Jourdin Crawford, Tiz?
I like Jourdin Crawford. I just don't know. Like, I feel like he'll be on the field. Him and Dallas Walker will split reps. Like, I don't see a lot of them on the field at the same time, unless it's just a true, short yardage situation. I feel like Cody Sigler is gonna be on the field a ton. Like whether it's short yardage, he can split out, play 5 technique if he wanted to. He's got that type of speed. So like I feel like he'll be on the field more. The only reason why I say that him over Jourdin Crawford.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit more about the personnel that we have. You look at what Auburn did. You have 2 studs in this defensive line room that were part of the class last year. Malik Autry, Jourdin Crawford. Jourdin Crawford coming out of Parker, dominant presence in high school. I think that he has the ability to be the best defensive player in college football by his 3rd year. When he locks into it and he's able to do it, I think he has that ability to be that type of player. Of course, you have Malik Autry from Opelika as well, right down the road. Then, of course, you have guys like that transferred in. You spoke about Cody Sigler. You talk about Walter Mathis Jr. St. Ferrier is in there as well. But what has to potentially be the biggest addition is somebody that you was able to have come back, and Dallas Walker IV. And when Dallas Walker IV was a 5-star recruit, if I'm not mistaken. He was in that Texas A&M class at one point in time, but ended up transferring to Western Kentucky, and then from Western Kentucky he transferred to Auburn. And his ability what we saw from him last year, his ability to be able to come in and disrupt the interior of disrupt the opposing team's interior of the offensive line. He was able to do something which is the reason why I asked you the question, like that we haven't really seen done at Auburn in a long time. Have a presence. I'm not saying it was a dominant presence, but it was dominant at times. But when you look at what Dallas Walker IV has and what he brings back and why it was such a big thing for him to come back, does he have the opportunity to become that dominant presence in the interior, to where now you have run stopping capabilities and pass rushing capabilities in one guy? Your thoughts on that, Jason?
Yeah, I think that's the plan. I don't think you come back here unless that's your plan, to expand your game to where you are a true every down interior lineman. He's already, like you said, he's been disruptive. He plays on the other side of the line of scrimmage, right? Yeah, big guy, strong guy. He does that. But if I had to point to a hole in his game, it would be the consistency. it would be every snap, every down, bringing that same relentless effort, pressure, to where you actually become, a menace. So yeah, I think he has the ability to do that. I think that's definitely the plan. Like, I don't think you come back to Auburn unless you're looking to expand your game in that way. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think people forget that he was a five-star coming out of high school. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he was a five-star type talent coming out of high school. He was definitely rated a four-star guy, four-star or higher guy coming out of high school. But I want to ask you this: when you think about the interior of this defense, do you think that is this the part of the defense? And when I say the interior, I'm talking about from the first and the second level. I'm gonna loop the linebackers to this one as well. Do you think that are you more worried about the edges in this defense, or are you more, how do I want to ask this question? Are you more concerned about the edges on this defense, or are you more confident about the interior part of this defense of what projected could be for Auburn in this upcoming season, Marcus?
You actually brought up the point that I was getting ready to make. Last year we was solidified at the edge. This year I'm kind of worried about our edges versus last year. Last year we was worried about our interior defense. This year I'm kind of confident in what, like you said, the levels of our defense can bring. When you got Atkinson, you got Melendez, and you asking those defensive tackles to those big bodies to keep blockers from getting up to the next level and let those guys roam. I think we got the great defense. We got the great pieces to do that and allow those guys, because we've seen what Atkins and Melendez can do when they free and they don't have blockers on them. They can get in the backfield and make plays at the line of scrimmage. So when you speak on that, and when you got the veteran leadership and Walker coming back, a person like Autry who been in the system, like Cody coming in who knows the coaching staff. So it's just like you got the pieces this year to get better than you were last year. And that's scary coming from the season that Atkins had last year. Then you got Melendez finna get ready to step up and have a big season. Then you got the other pieces that come in to step up with Riddick and those guys who ready to fly to the football. So it's just when you got pieces like that to keep blockers from getting up to the next level and getting in these linebackers' faces and getting up on their pads, and you can let those linebackers roam, that's a very dangerous thing, especially when they come downhill as fast as they do.
You said something. You said that they could be better than last year.
They could.
Man, okay, so you talking about a run defense. And when I talk about the interior defense, I'm talking about, that's what I mean when I talk about the interior when it comes to the run. When you talk about that, you're talking about a defense that at one point in time in the season was giving up less than 100 yards per game on the ground. They can be better than that, Marcus.
They can be better than that. When you got guys who coming back, played in the system. You had a young Melendez who first year as a freshman showed a lot of promise. Now he's finna get a lot of more playing time. Another year in the system. You have Atkins coming back in, who was first year in the system, and he excelled. And honestly, the best linebacker, I feel, in the NCAA last year, coming back. Then you got those veteran pieces in the interior that can keep linemen from getting up. See, we play a linebacker, Nick, so we know how frustrating it is for a guard and a center to get up in your face, and you have to make a decision on what reads you gonna make. So when you can play freely from that point of view, and then, like I said, man, hey, I don't have a problem with our interior this year until I see until they get on the field. On paper, I believe in these guys.
Your thoughts on that, Tez? And I want you to think about this too. I want you to add this into your answer when you think about it. When you look at it, like, are you comfortable, and are you okay with the depth and the potential rotation of what this could be?
On paper, yes. On paper, I am. It looks great on paper. If I'm honest, I'm probably the opposite of Marcus, where our interior defense actually does worry me more than exterior pressure.
Okay.
And the only reason I'm saying that, you taking the roster and the pieces out of the equation. Now think back to Durkin's tenure at Auburn. When it comes to front seven, that has been the only point of inconsistency. When he first got here, we could not. We struggled with interior pressure with players that we thought would be great in the interior. And then flip to the next season, we didn't think that those players would be that good, including the Dallas Walker who was on that roster last year. We went into the season wondering what the interior of our defense was going to be like, and then they stepped up, right? So the thing about exterior pressure is we've had questions about exterior pressure going into every single season that he's been here. And you saw what he was able to do with Jalen McLeod. You saw what Jourdin Crawford became out of, who saw that coming. So like I for some reason, I'm confident in his ability that he's gonna get some edge pressure out of one of these guys on this roster. Like somebody's gonna be a key principal edge pressure guy. He's gonna find that. He's done that 2 years in a row. But the only part of inconsistency, and it's been small inconsistencies, only really was that one first season where we couldn't stop a nosebleed in the interior. But yeah, that's kind of how I see it. Because I mean, talent for talent, these teams are starting to stack up. Like the longer that
when you say stack up, do you mean like they're starting to be even across the board?
Yeah. It's one of the things that came with Hugh Freeze was getting talent in the building. So I can't take that away from him. But when you start looking at the rosters and talent for talent, 2014, 2024, 2025, and now 2026. There isn't a significant gap between those three rosters when it comes to defensive talent. It just isn't, because the talent is coming in the building now. It isn't like when you look at a Hugh Freeze's first tenure there, and then you go back to when Gus left, or Brian Harson's first tenure there. Like the talent gap as a whole was significantly different once Hugh got in the building. So I give him credit for that. But talent for talent is about the same, man. I mean, you look at last year's roster, it's about the same. Same kind of questions we asking. Everything's about the same. Only thing I can say is we had a Keldrick Fault, which was a proven commodity. So we knew what that was, but now we got Dallas Walker coming back. So, you can say we're kind of in the same vein. And if you're talking about true interior of the defense, you got to include Xavier Atkins in that too, and Elijah Melendez. So you got those pieces coming back. Feel good about that. But yeah, that's my only inconsistency I've seen when it comes to front seven has been whether we can, the interior of our defense has been serviceable or not.
I like it, man. I like that. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Big Sarge, man. What's going on, Big Sarge? Hope you're doing all right, my guy. I'm about to bring in a guy right here, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the one, the only Big Ken. What's up, Ken? How you feeling, my guy? What's going on?
Yo, what's up,
going on, man?
Chilling. Before we get to you, man, shout out to Mario Cannon in the chat. What's up, man? How you feeling, man? War Eagle to you, my guy. I hope all is good. Kendall, man, what's your thoughts on this defense, on this interior defensive potential of dominance, man? What's your thoughts on this? You kind of heard what we've been talking about for the past couple of, past 20 or so minutes. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, just to go back to my comment, man. I both comments. I don't think DJ Durkin's system is designed in the front seven for it to be a one-man flash show. I mean, it's very, very complementary. I mean, if you look at it, times where we did have, like last year, we stopped the run, and like you said, wasn't allowing teams to get over 100 rushing yards. But in those games, we can't say that we had flashes of our edge rushers just completely taking over a game. This year, I feel like the interior is stacked. So even with that being said, like I said, I look for a big season from the guys. Like pretty much like Marcus said, and they got the potential to be even better because they're gonna eat up blocks because we got big bodies in there. They're gonna eat up blocks. They taking on double teams, and it's gonna allow those edge rushers that we saying that it's gonna be a lack of production to be free, and hopefully that like I said, they buy into the system, and with them being in the system a couple of years, man, they could show flashes and be a dominant front seven like you know we had back then. But I can't really say we had back then because, like I said, I just believe and I just watch the defensive line because I play offensive line. So defensive line and offensive line, I pretty much watch it. And I
Mhm.
just say that even though, like last year, if you just take
Take
player by
player by
player
player.
and how they gelled together and became a dominant defense, a dominant defensive front. They just played complimentary ball. It wasn't no flashes where I'm finna take over this game. This is gonna be my game. It did happen on the back end with the linebackers. I mean, we did have some great linebacker play, but if you're just talking about the defensive line, I mean, it really wasn't, that dominant or what we was used to, like a dead Brown, like y'all said earlier in the show and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm expecting high things with these boys, on the defensive front. I think we had the potential again to run the table with the defense. Now, you know, we get it together on offense, which is looking promising. Hey, the sky's the limit for their football team.
So this leads into my next question. Then this leads what you just said leads into my next question because you said the defensive line didn't have really dominant play last year, but the linebackers did play dominant, and I guess that's part of because it was complementary. Things that's the word you use. So my question is this defensive line built to overpower SEC offensive fronts? In your opinion?
In my opinion, I mean, if you still stay in SEC, man, I mean, you'll have true
Well,
freshmen coming in.
let's take the word SEC fronts out of it. Let's just
Okay,
say, do you think that this defensive front is built to overpower offensive fronts in college football?
I do. I mean, because one, you got the rotation of the ones and twos. I mean, so you see how fast, and we're gonna play at an even faster pace at where we stated in the show, previous show, than we played in last year. So I just think that added, depth on the roster is gonna allow us to, like I said, run the table with the defense. We can come at you and play however you want to play.
Hmm. Your thoughts on that, Marcus? What's your thoughts? Do you think it's built to overpower offensive fronts in college football?
Uh, you could have left, like you said, you could have left it at SEC. I do think I ain't gonna say built to overpower, but I think it's built to play the role of what Durkin wants it to play. When I say that, I think you have the pieces, like we were speaking to earlier, in the interior to get Agus and Melendez able to. Durkin wants to play a scheme where his linebackers can roam and be the playmakers. So when those guys have big bodies and those guards and centers can't get up to the next level, that allows those guys to make plays on the second level. And it makes it easier for them to make their reads when they don't have a center or a guard right up on them instantly when the ball snaps. So it's just like when you look at it from that perspective, I think this defensive line is built for success in Durkin's scheme because you want a linebacker to be able to play sideline to sideline, which we have. And it's just when I see things like that, I'm like, all right, what concern do I have? And my only concern with this defense right now would be what Mario said. You ain't brought it up yet, but the secondary, man, that's my only concern right now. And
Mhm.
and I say the secondary in critical moments.
But question
Mhm.
though, Marcus, I just got a question for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you saying that it fits his system and whatever the scheme, I mean, shit, we'd had the top what I say the top 10 defense for the last 3 years, even though we lack offensive production. The
Yeah.
defense
It's true.
came with it. So can we just say that the scheme worked and it's gonna be overpowered? I
Yeah.
mean, I'm just saying.
Hey, I just feel like whatever he got people to fit whatever he gonna call. I'm not really worried about that part of the game.
Yeah.
So it's just like at that point, when you lose defensive stars that you had in your secondary, that's when I start worrying because I'm like, all right,
Hmm.
passing plays in critical moments cost us last year defensively, and that's the only real chink that we had in our armor. We tried we got better as the season went along with Pleasant making big plays down the line. But it's just when I think back on it, just losing those guys, I'm like, how are we gonna fill that void going forward? Front seven, we brought back the pieces that we were supposed to bring back to get better in the front seven. Outside of like Ted said, the edge, but when you got Chris Murray and you got other pieces, like Ted said earlier, I'm confident that he can coach up edges to be efficient enough to win ball games. So with that being said, the only thing I'm concerned about is the secondary.
Wow, really? Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Tess, Walter Mathis Jr., versatile defensive lineman in this and that transferred in from LSU.
Right.
We had another versatile transfer from LSU that came in last year and ended up being probably, if not the best, the second best linebacker in the country. Definitely the best linebacker in the SEC. When you look at what Chris Murray potentially can be, what's your thoughts on him? I'm looking at Chris Murray because I just thought that probably in
Yeah, I just saw it too.
Walter Mathis Jr. When you look at what he potentially can do on this defensive line, and the fact that there is enough with the way that rotation is going to be, especially early on in the season. When you look at it, what type of impact do you think he can have in the interior part of the defense for Auburn football?
Walter Mathis Jr. he could. And I know I picked Cody Sigler earlier, but he could be. He has the potential to be that guy as well. He could be just a starting D tackle for us. He has the potential to do that. Like I said, high reviews from his former teammates. Talk about how relentless his motor is. You got to figure. I figure all of these guys will get better. Like that's the thing about it. From what they were last year, another year under their belt, another off season, they'll be better than they were last year. And if he improves, man, he could be just as good as any. But the key word that you said was versatility, right? That is the name of the game with DJ Durkin's defense. So, like, even more so than I think it's built to overpower teams, I think that it's built for versatility. Is like, however offensively you want this football game, we can have the pieces to align and play that. And a Walter Mathis versatility allows us to be able to do that. And like I say, that's what you see from DJ Durkin. So like, hey, if you can't stop nickel blitz, then we got guys that we can send at you, and we're gonna do it all game. If you struggle, with disguise and coverage, we can do that all game. We got the pieces to do that. So yeah, I think Walter Mathis could be a key to this defense being as good as it can be. We definitely gonna get the snaps. He can make impact plays. Like he said, like I think Durkin said before, like I mean, with defensive line, you gotta and actually secondary too, the way he rotates, you gotta be content with like, hey, if I get 6 snaps in a game, it's gotta be 6 of the best reps that I can bring. Right. And if Walter Mathis is like if Garrett Nussmeier is saying that this guy's motor is relentless, then that fits directly with him, right? This is a guy that I'm thinking you can get limited snaps if that comes. I'm not saying that he will. I'm just saying if it were to fold out that way, he gets limited snaps a game, that he can be an impact player with limited snaps. High motor players are just like that. So Walter Mathis could be, the key to this whole thing.
Well, okay, so I wonder. There has been something that has been happening in college football and in NFL too, and just football in general, to where you have seen a lot of teams start to get pressure with just the 4 that they rush off the defensive line. You've seen that. As we know, DJ Durkin does not mind bringing pressure from anywhere. Linebackers, blitzing, anything of that nature. He does not mind doing that. When you look at these guys that are in this room, especially Malik Autry, Jourdin Crawford, you look at, I think everybody thinks Cody Sigler is going to play a lot this upcoming season. When you look at these guys and you say to yourself, is there enough in this room to where Durkin can now not have to blitz an Xavier Atkins or Elijah Melendez or a DeMarcus Riddick or Bryce Diaz or whoever as much because they can't generate pressure with the 4? Do you think that changes this year? Because if that happens, that changes the defense a lot for Auburn coming up. If you're able to get pressure with 4, I think that changes the defense a lot. Do y'all think that these guys that are in this room on that defensive line, and I'm gonna include Womack and Jarrett Smith and and Nate Johnson and those guys in this question as well? Do you think Auburn has enough when it comes to the defensive line to be able to generate enough pressure with just 4 coming off the defensive line? I'm starting with Kendall now.
I'm up in the air with this one
Okay.
because I just still feel like Durkin's scheme is to at least send a linebacker every now and then, at least a linebacker. Now he does, send other, you know, positions, but I just feel like on a consistent basis, he's gonna always send a linebacker.
Okay. But if
Or,
but if you are able to get pressure with those 4, the questions that Marcus has in the back end, would that not help if you're only able to send 4 and you can now drop 7?
yeah, yeah. But I'm still saying I'm still banking on in a pressure situation, he's still gonna bring that linebacker. Now it's gonna be whatever that quarterback make up the decision or whatever play calling. If we're running the RPO, we run against some teams running the RPO system, he's gonna have to make those quick decisions. I just still feel like he's gonna disguise it. He does a great job at disguising who he brings, but it's gonna always be that one that he's gonna bring. And it's typically, like I said, the linebacker. Now where they're lined up is by the game flow. Where they been getting the most pressure. Like I didn't seen him a couple times lay off sending them on that same side just to come back in a crucial third down moment and send them to that same weak side that you've been
Yeah.
failing to block.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I mean, it just go back to system with me, man, and schemes, and the second half adjustments. You can even say that because, like I said, I mean, I just don't feel like he's just gonna bring 4. I put it like that, or
But
he's the front.
here's the question I want to ask. Do you think him blitzing linebackers and bringing extra pressure was because they could not generate enough pressure with the front 4? When I say the front 4, they normally have 3 guys that have
Mhm.
they have their hand in the dirt, and they have a guy that stands up on the edge, a buck position. So do you think him doing that was a reason? Bringing the extra pressure with linebackers was the reason behind that, for the simple fact because they couldn't generate pressure with 4. And if that's the case, do you think he's kind of found a way to build to kind of build some guys and build some pressure, and build a defensive line with Williams, and be able to do that this season? Is that something that potentially can happen?
I mean, it can happen, but it again, and I can't stress it enough. Is those second year players or those returning players bought into the system, and they're gonna have breakout years? Because I mean, that's all it really, really boils down to. I mean, at the end of the day, are you gonna come up and you gonna do your job and you gonna fill that gap where we had players leave, or that rotation gap, or you gonna step up and you gonna be that man? Now, then, like you said previously, we looking at a whole different total ball game because those players are eating up and getting that pressure. Now, like I said, it depends on game flow too, but they all have the potential. I'm gonna put it like this: they all have the potential to be that dominant, and we look at a dominant front four and rushing and getting eating up that type of blocking system and stuff like that, where it frees and roams the linebackers and you can drop 7. But did they buy into the system?
You
The
said
potential is there,
you,
but
you go ahead.
the potential is there, but did you get better?
Did you get better? Tez, he kept using the word potential. What is it gonna take? What is it gonna take for you to say it's not potential in that it's a solid thing? You got to see it first. Do you not believe in the coach's evaluation of the guys that they have in that room now to come in and be dogs? Or are you still in that potential phase? Are you like yeah.
I am. I get why he's saying potential because we're asking a specific question. If you are we gonna have a good defense? Yes. Like, you know what I mean? Like if we just look at it from an overall standpoint, it's like he's done enough that I've seen with my own eyes to know that he can adjust to his deficiencies on defense. He can coach players up that or not really that we don't even look at as the more talented players on the team to become the more talented players on the team. We've seen the development. So are we gonna have a good defense? Yeah, I can confidently say that. Now, whether or not the front seven operates in a way that we can not bring where we can just rush forward and get to the passer, that I don't know. I don't know. I have to see that. Um and also I think it's also a bit of the scheme. I'm of the belief of the opposite. I think the more talent you give a DJ Durkin in the front seven, the more talented these guys are, the more pressure, the more exotic you're going to see him be. I think you see less of, um, especially if the secondary, if the secondary comes together. I think you see DJ Durkin throwing the kitchen sink in these games. Um, you talk about an offense that's going to be aiming for 95 snaps per game, right? You you can't you're not going to have this opportunity to play this bend but don't break style that you played last year. Because the offense wants to move fast. They want the football back. Like, you know what I mean? They want the football back. So, you know, I think he's going to have an opportunity to play a defense that's geared toward generating tackles for loss, sacks, turnovers, interceptions, those type things. And how does DJ Durkin go about doing that? He gets more exotic, and you got the pieces. Kind of like he was saying, like he's always seemingly going to bring a linebacker, right? He uses the versatility of those positions probably good or just as good as like a Brett Venables. When you think about what Brett Venables does with his edge pieces and the versatility along the defensive line, how he's able to,
Disguise
you might
coverages and
see,
things of that nature.
yeah, you might see R. Mason Thomas right down your quarterback, uh, right down, bring down your quarterback one play in a very aggressive play. The next play, he's in coverage, making a play on a quick slant or something like that. Like you just don't know. And the alignments is always different. DJ Durkin is similar to that. So like when you give him more pieces that he can do that with, all of a sudden, yeah, he might bring four, but it might be the nickel corner, it might be a linebacker, and the two ends might drop off, and you just have that. Like you don't know. You know what I'm saying? It could be so exotic that that it, like I said, still bringing forward, but from where? So, man, I think he gets more exotic. I think
I like that.
more. You give him more crayons to color with, you get a more colorful picture.
I like that. I like that analogy too. I like that
Hey,
analogy.
what if we're living in a world where we got pre-snap cover zero, and we drop everybody back and just rush those four?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
if it
scary.
works,
That's
If
it
you've
works.
been
scary.
generating pressure, the entire game, it's gonna work beautifully.
Exactly. Your thoughts, Marcus?
Hey man, my thoughts is I agree with Tez on that one, but I'll also add to that, like for me, when you speak I would say when you speak of just dropping, just just dropping. I lost my train of thought. When you speak of dropping those guys back in coverage, like when they are the most vulnerable thing on your defense, you have to speed up the pass. So when I say when your secondary is the most vulnerable thing on your defense, you have to speed up the pass. And the way you do that is you send exotic blitzes. And with those guys being in the system another year, I feel like you can run different type of stunts to make those blitzes pop. Like these guys have been there another year, so you can send different stunts with those defensive tackles. They know the stunts that you want to do. You can get like Ted said earlier, you can go to the extreme with what you want to do because they know how to roll, they know how to pinch, they know how to do the things that you need them to do to excel. But I also think, like I keep saying, those DBs to me will need that blitz and that rush to get them out of a lot of trouble this year. And that's just my thoughts. So you're gonna have to send pressure. You just can't rush forward because those DBs gonna need your help.
Okay.
Mhm.
You use the word there. That's part of my next question. I don't know if you was reading my notes or you read my mind or whatever it
My
was.
mind had went blank. I tried to get my words out there. My mind had just left me right there. I've been working
You
today.
use the word pop. That's what you use. You use the word pop. That's what you said. Last year this time when we were talking about the defense, we were like, man, we feel confident about every position on that defense this time last year except the linebackers. Well, guess what? Came in, linebackers did their job. We
They
looked at it
did.
and was like, we have no concerns about that. That's what we were saying.
It was more depth, I thought. Like we linebacker depth.
I
Yeah.
felt like we were happy about our DBs last year. Nah, that's a concern to me.
I don't.
Nobody
I'm
saw
not.
Atkins coming though. I get
Yeah, that's the thing.
Nah.
Nobody. That's the big thing.
I said he was gonna be all right, but I didn't think he was gonna be that what he was.
That's the big thing. Now we're in this offseason. We're in this offseason. And now it seems that there is no question about the linebackers, but there are question marks apparently about the secondary. I don't think I have the same question marks about the secondary that y'all have. I think I have question marks about the secondary about who you gonna keep off the field because I think it's enough talent back there in that room in order for those guys to play. I don't think that would be a problem. It's even at the DB position, even at that position. I think there's enough guys there's enough talent, enough guys who played enough snaps in college football to come in and be serviceable, if not above that. But when you ask the question, when you say a pop, will this defensive line be in this question? Do you think the defensive line for Auburn this year will be the surprise group that will pop in 2026? Before y'all answer that, I'm about to bring in the one and only Kid Country. Kid, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
You. What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Chilling, man. Chilling, man. You came in on the tail end of the show. What's going on?
Oh yeah, man. I had a date. I had a date with a catfish. I had to handle some business with a catfish.
Oh man, you already done skinned it up and scaled it and cleaned it
Man,
and everything.
I done skinned them and cleaned them and washed them and fried them and ate them and
Did you fillet them or did you just cut them up?
oh yeah.
You filleted them?
Oh yeah, I gotta put that fillet on it, man.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Evan, I want to get your thoughts on this defensive line, man. Do you think this defensive line is going to be the surprise group going when we end the 2026 season? Do you think that the defensive line is going to be the group that pops and be the surprise group on this on the Auburn defensive side of the ball?
They very well could be. I mean, if everybody plays up to their potential, me and you alike, Jourdin Crawford, I love him. You know, you got an Autry, you got a lot of talent there, man. Some young guys and some older guys. You got the Cody Sigler. You know, I like that. I like him. I think they could be, man, because they might have one of the better defensive line coaches in the country coaching them. So,
That's true.
I, you know, I like Von Trail, man, and I like it. So, yeah, they could be surprised. I don't
How
think
dominant?
it won't be a surprise to me though. It'll just be guys living up to. You got a 5-star defensive end and Jared Smith. Shit. You got two elite defensive tackles in the other two guys. I mean, I think it'll just be guys living up to what their expectations.
How dominant do you think this defensive line is gonna be?
Depends on what I can get out of my edge and end, man. You know.
Okay.
That's where my focus at is on the edges. Interior, you're gonna be fine. You know, will we be able to create pressure without having to do a lot of blitz? So, that's still yet to be determined. So
Okay. Is this the standout in your opinion, Tez? Is this the standout group when we finish 2026? Defensive line. Is this the standout group that we looking back and saying that's the best? That was the best group on the defense this year, like we did with the linebackers in 2025.
No, I think they'll be better, but I think at the end of the year we are looking at this secondary saying that, man, the secondary ended up being one of the best secondaries in the conference.
Okay.
What do good coaches do? They take deficiencies, turn them into strengths, right?
Yep.
I've seen it so many times. Just like I was talking earlier,
Or hide
like,
deficiencies, very well.
Yeah,
right.
that's
And because I expect this front seven to be better, it will definitely benefit players on the back end as well. And we got names for days on the back end, like tons and tons and tons of talent. So I expect those guys to play very, very well. And like I said, when we were questioning whether we had an interior presence on the defensive line, our coach also, our defensive coordinator, DJ Durkin, also noticed that was a question, apparently, and he addressed it. It looks like it was coached up even more, and that became a strength of ours. When they said we didn't have edge pressure, all of a sudden, Jourdin Crawford comes out of nowhere, out the clear blue sky, and is about to be a draft pick, right? You saw Nick Saban do this a lot. Like you go into seasons and say, "Oh, the secondary is not Alabama secondary is going to be weak," and at the end of the year, 2 first-round draft picks. It'd be crazy because he knows this team just like he's watching the same team that we watching, so he knows like, oh, the secondary is the question. I expect the secondary to be, poured into, and at the end of the year to be the premier position on this defense, whether it be Andre Jourdin, whether you're talking about a Rayshawn Pleasant. We even asked a question, could Rayshawn Pleasant be all SEC at the end of the year? We did a whole episode on it. Yeah. So like Champ Anthony come back and you get a healthy Champ Anthony. And then you got Blake Woodby, of course, and then the safeties. Like I start naming them, I would be here another hour. So like, yeah, I expect the secondary at the end of the year for us to go into the year saying the questions are on the secondary, and at the end of the year, looking at some of these guys that draft picks and saying, man, the secondary was one to be special. And Eric Winters, I cannot talk about secondary without talking about Eric Winters, because I think that he is, you talk about SEC, talking about one of the most versatile players in there. Eric Winters, I think, is a name that's gonna be. We're gonna be talking about him 10 years from now. It's like one of the better defenders in Auburn football.
Yes.
So
I'm gonna say,
yeah, I think it's gonna be the secondary.
first rounder.
Yeah, for sure. Because he does everything that an NFL safety does. We play at all 3 levels, defend the pass, he can run, he can blitz, what can he do?
Yeah, I agree.
Kendall, your thoughts on that? Are we looking at this defensive line saying this is the surprise group that pops at the end of 2026 when it's over with?
I think so. Just based off to what you just said, Tiz. I mean, to me, I think when those players left, we did somewhat address the back end of the defense. So I really think, like you said,
Ed Winters, all these other boys that we can name and just go on this show is gonna play big time ball. I actually think that's gonna be one of the strengths. So we're gonna look at this defensive front and be like, okay, it took a step forward, or this was the best production. Because those players on the back end are gonna get that, you know, them 50-50 ball breakups and interceptions, just like we just said earlier in the show. You're gonna look at more interceptions, more pass deflections, and all that stuff like that on the back end, playing with those that secondary players that we can just rotate and play freely like we've been doing every year. Like they rotating guys first, second down, third down. I mean, so you never know what you're gonna see and you're gonna look. And I just think that this is gonna be the year that that defensive front is gonna step up and you're gonna see it.
Marcus, your thoughts?
Hey, this is to me. I feel like this is the most confident I have been with my defensive line and defensive interior in a while. And I would say moving forward with them coming back and bringing back the veteran leadership that they got, I think they will pop. And I mean, when I say pop, I mean more ways than I think they would get the pressure that you think they need to get. They'll make the timely plays that they need to make, and they'll get the losses that they need to make.
And that is a good place to end it at. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us, man. Kendall, what you got to say to people, man? What you want to say to people before we get up out of here, my guy?
Nothing. Everybody be safe. Have a blessing.
There it is. There it is. It is Kid Country Kid. Edward, what you got to say to the people before we get up out of here, man?
Man, just order me a pair of them old Jordan 1. Order me a pair of ones, man. I want to wear some Michael Jordan tennis shoes, man.
All right, okay.
I'm just messing with you, man. You know,
hilarious.
No, man, I just hopped in late. I hate I missed it. You know what I mean? I kind of lost track of time. Had to mentor one of my son's little friend. You know, came over and I told you I had caught that big fish and brought him out on the porch and fried him on the porch and told my son and his friend we sat there and ate catfish and just started talking with them. So, but
look at this. Look at the picture of this fish, man. Look at the picture of this fish. That's the fish right there.
Whoa.
That's the fish. That's
yeah,
the fish,
man. You did good.
That's it.
Oh yeah.
It's a nice size fish right there, man. That's what it is. Shout out to King Regis, man. Shout out to KK. Yes, sir. Future Auburn softball player. Shout out to KK. Went 4 for 4. 4 RBIs. They won 9. They won 9-1 and 11-0. Lot middle is 4-0, averaging 14 points a game and giving up 0.25 runs again. They ain't even giving up a run. What the world? What?
Yeah, y'all got some pitching on that team. Or
great.
Or just really good in the field.
Man, they everything. Ain't nothing hitting the ground.
Hey, it is what it is, bro. That is great, man. Adams Hendricks, appreciate you so much for coming around the water cooler with us, my guy. We appreciate you so much, as always, man. King Richard, as always, said, man, great show. You know, it is what it is. The Huggy Beard, great show as usual. Shout out to the Huggy, the legend of Sweet Sugar Bear Williams, the Rooster Mac himself. Yes, sir. Hit the like button on your way out the door. Please do that for me, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man. We appreciate that, man. Adam Hendricks again. Is that? No, that's Adarius Hendricks. My bad. I was saying that wrong. Adarius Hendricks. Shout out to you, my guy. Forgive me for saying your name wrong.
Adarius, you know, we've actually done entire episodes on that. You should go back
and watch them
in the archives of Water Cooler Talk, and I guarantee you, there's an entire episode on exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly what you're talking about.
I know you're trying to troll, but in reality, we already talked about that.
You would probably be surprised by that, by those episodes. I'm just saying, Adarius, you probably will. Sweet Stuff became a member on YouTube. Shout out to our guy, Sweet Stuff 256, man. Joining the coolest cubes game, man. We appreciate that so much, my guy. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Member exclusive content coming very, very soon, man. Shout out to it, man. We see it, man. We see it. Tell you what you got to say to people before we get up out of here, man.
Oh man, Nothing much, man. Come find us tomorrow on SC Season Live. If you guys are available, we are ranking the trenches. We're going to be ranking offensive line groups, offensive line rooms across the SEC, picking the top 5, man. So do your research because, offensive line is one of those, it's not the most sexy position. So the names and the players and returning experience and things like that, we kind of don't keep up with that. The idea that the average fan doesn't. So do your research, be prepared, come in tomorrow, prepared to vote. We're going to pick the best offensive line group in the SEC tomorrow. So it should be fun.
Yes. In the words of one young DC Wolf, Tez, the godfather of interactive YouTube. We'll be over there. We'll be ranking the top 5 offensive linemen groups in the SEC. We'll be doing that, man. What time tomorrow, Tez? 6:30?
6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time.
6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you're there at It's SE Season YouTube channel, man. That's what it is. Marcus, we got to say to people before we get up out of here, my guy.
Hey, man. Y'all be blessed, man. Catch my boy tomorrow on SEC Season. It catch us Wednesday, man.
Mark, you want to pull up your show?
Hey, man, I'm just so excited about it.
Do it.
I'm just so excited about it, man. Y'all come with me next week, Thursday, man. SEC Heat Check, bro. We gonna be in here. And, man, put your kids to bed so you can let your cuss words fly.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
SEC
Hey,
Heat Check.
you know it.
What it is, my God. That's what it is. Tim, the tool man Taylor said, if y'all haven't checked out, if y'all haven't checked in for one of Tez's lunchtime shows, it has a super cold intro. SEC lunch breaks. That's what it is.
I'm glad you
man.
like it, man. I'm glad you
That's
like
what it is.
Yeah, check that out too. Thursday
Thursdays.
doing lunch breaks. Thursdays. 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, 11:30 Eastern Time. We have a good time doing that too. We talking offensive line there too. A little under the surface offensive line talk is what we're gonna be doing this week. So it should be interesting. If you're not doing that for your lunch, come over there and eat lunch with us.
That's it.
It's just awesome.
That's it.
Usually a fun time, man. I can't wait.
Marcus, they can't wait for the show next Thursday.
Yeah.
Marcus, SEC Heat Check here, presented by Water Cooler Talk Sports with your guy, the mayor, Marcus Fitzpatrick. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us, man. Do me a favor before we get up out of here, man. Subscribe to these YouTube channels, man. That is SEC Season where I got Tez at Tight Sports, Alabama Football Megacast, man. I got DC Wolf over at Auburn_AdXTV. Dustin over at Uptempo Podcast. Be Sharp over at Sharpshooter Sports Talk. I got Vandy Chris over at the Golden Broom Podcast and the Anchor Down Live Podcast on Facebook. At the Huggy Bear himself on YouTube and on Twitter. I got Kid Country on YouTube. Also, 2371 Highway 14 of Toggleville, Alabama. Adelines. Check him out there, man. The restaurant, Adelines. Not there on Sunday or Mondays, but he does Tuesday through Saturday. So if you go on Sunday, Mondays, you ain't gonna see, he ain't gonna be there. So make sure that y'all there Tuesday through Saturdays. 2371 Highway 14 of Toggleville, Alabama. Adelines.
I gotta send you one of my little my little logo thing, man. So when you shout that ad out like that, man, just shoot my logo up there. I'm gonna send it to you.
Do that.
Yeah, send it to me too, man.
Yes, do that.
I got you.
Make it happen. Also, man, make sure you go subscribe to our guy, the legend himself, Bubba and the Old Man, Auburn Sports Talk on YouTube. Shout out to our guy, Bubba, man. Also, go subscribe to JMHO Sports Talk with our guy, Coach Sean, on the Block Sports with Coach Carl and Dylan at the College Loop, man. Mess with people that mess with Water Cooler Talk Sports. Shout out to our guy, DJ. They want support of Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. Follow him on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. That's Hollywood with an EY. And of course, follow him on Facebook at Hollywood Media with
Hollywood.
We appreciate you so much, man, for rocking with us here around the Water Cooler as always. And mess with the people that mess with Water Cooler Talk Sports. Do us a favor. Follow us on our social medias at CoolerSpot23 on Twitter, at the Water Cooler Talk on Instagram or TikTok, at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook, and of course, www.watercoolertalksports.com. Again, that's www.watercoolertalksports.com. for all of your college football, SEC football, and of course, Auburn football news and written form. High school sports is coming soon. Shout out to our guy, King Richard. We about to make it happen, man. Water Cooler Talk Sports, we going that way, man. If you want to join the channel, man, you want to become a part of the coolest cubes, like I got Sweet Stuff for 256 did today. $5.99 a month, man. $5.99 a month. Member only exclusives coming real soon. The closer we get to spring practice. And of course, you support the channel, man. Support Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. We appreciate that so much, as always, man. We thank y'all for always rocking with us and always continuing to give us an opportunity to earn your watch or listen. That's what we have to do. Because what we have to do around here is we have to be elite. That's what we have to do. We have to be elite in everything that we do. That's what it is, man. Our coach said he wants to be elite. So guess what? Water Cooler Talk Sports, we have to be elite in every aspect of the show. We have to be elite. That's what it is, man. And that's what we strive to do. We strive to be elite in everything that we do. And I promise you, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to strive to be elite for all of you because you all want top tier content. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be elite. Got to do it, man. Got to do it. That's all it is. So we appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us as always, man. We'll be back here around the water cooler on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. We'll be back around the water cooler. Man, as always, before we get out of here, man, you all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. Make sure you give the man upstairs above his because he deserves all the praise and all the glory that he so rightly deserves and should and needs. And you should just give it to him. And until then, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, back around the water cooler, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. Until then, it is one love. We are out this. But wait. Before we out this, Travell said, so why you point yourself out, Nick? What do you mean? Why I point myself? Because I got to be elite. That's the reason why I pointed myself out. I have to be elite, man. Just me. I got to be elite. It is what it is, man. What else do you want from us, bro? Like, do you want us to be great? Coach Gola said he don't want great. He said he said he want elite. We did a show about this. We did a show about him saying he wanted to be elite. So if the coach is wanting to be elite, everything that is associated somewhat that's covering it, we got to be elite in everything. We got to be. We just have to be. And that's what I strive to do. And that's what we're going to strive to do here at Auburn Addicts. I'm going to talk for DC for this because DC is going to strive to be elite. Tez is going to strive to be elite. SEC season. Let me stop, man. Marcus is going to strive to be elite around the water cooler, man. Kid Country is going to strive to be elite, man. We are going to be elite. That's what that is, man. I'm not being funny. I mean, I'm being funny, but I'm being serious too. We gotta be elite. That's what it is. We just have to. We got
a quick question.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead.
So if we are taking on the persona of our head coach,
yes,
all of us, in the podcast world of Auburn are doing that. Does that mean last year we were like looking for more talent? Or what were we doing last year? We just not showing up.
You weren't. Doc. I don't know, but we weren't doing enough. That's what it was, man. We weren't doing enough. That's all it is, bro. We gotta be elite. We got to. We weren't doing enough.
Were we watching other people podcasts?
I believe we were. I believe it's what we were doing.
Just wondering.
Hey, I was at the golf course, man.
You right, Huggy. We were so close last year. We really were. So close last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get.
We were so close.
I like that one, Huggy. Yeah, we were so
close last year. We were so close. But this year we can't be close. We got to be able to finish. And in order to do that, we have to be elite in everything. We got to be elite in the topics we talk about. We got to be elite in everything that we pick. We got to be. That's what it is, man. We got to be elite. But it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, back around the water cooler. Until then, it is one love. We out this thing, man. Y'all be easy.
This has been a presentation of Water Cooler Talk Sports.